Well, mate, he's just suddenly against us down.
It's a 10-second time penalty for Oscar Piastri.
Well, let's talk about the big talking point in the race, the deciding moment, which was Oscar Piastri's penalty. A question has come in. Was the 10-second penalty too harsh? I believe it was far too harsh.
What if one tap of the brakes could cost you a Grand Prix win, ignite a team rivalry, and spark accusations of dirty driving all in 10 seconds? Was it a calculated move or a misjudgment under pressure? Lando Norris inherited the win. Piastri lost his grip on the championship lead. And now, with Ralf Schumacher calling it dirty, McLaren's title campaign may have just hit its most explosive chapter yet. This isn't just about a penalty. It's about how safety, strategy, and sibling rivalry crashed together at 350 kilometers per hour. Piastri arrived at Silverstone with a commanding lead in the championship. His McLaren MCL60 was the car to beat. Teammates pushed aside. Then, a single moment under the safety car restart, that brake spike from 218 kilometers per hour to 52 kilometers per hour changed everything. Was it a strategic ploy to unnerve rivals, iron-fisted defense, or a breach of trust? The stewards, relying on telemetry, penalized him. Andrea Stella, team principal, calls it harsh. Ralf Schumacher says it was dirty. The FIA now questions if this restart tech rule will hold the grid in check. And amidst it all lies a mounting feud between McLaren's two title hopefuls, Piastri and Norris. Silverstone set the stage. Conditions oscillated between wet and dry, forcing riders to adapt. On lap 21, the safety car, deployed for earlier contact, prepared to peel in. Normally, the leader paces the pack back to speed, but telemetry showed Piastri slammed the brakes as the safety car lights went dark, prompting Verstappen to jerk away and spin once the lights went green. It was reminiscent of similar moves by others like George Russell in Canada, but those went unpenalized.
Let's have another look. So the safety car lights go off now.
So Piastri has the ability to control the pace as the race leader. He defines when we go back to racing speed, and they did publish the penalty guidelines a couple of weeks ago. They had a choice between a 5 or 10 second penalty.
Yeah, in fairness, you can see Max there did think that Piastri was going.
That inconsistency added to the controversy. This wasn't Piastri's first dramatic moment. Calm, composed through 2023 and 2024, he'd shown a new fiery side this weekend. And when stewards slammed a swift 10-second penalty, Piastri's championship lead evaporated. He joked on radio he might get himself banned, a sign how rare the raw emotion was. The penalty hit hard. Instead of a home hero win alongside Norris, Piastri was demoted to second, losing not just glory, but championship margin. Lando claimed his fourth win of the season in front of 168,000 fervent fans, and now sits just 8 points shy after 12 of 24 races. Nico Hülkenberg scored a shock first-time podium in his 239th race.
In 2025, it's Norris's name on the trophy. Lando Norris wins the British Grand Prix.
And Piastri, he remembered Silverstone as the hurt that lasts, admitting he deserved more from the day. That's raw honesty from a driver known for calm. McLaren's reaction was muted shock. They rallied behind him, calling the sanction harsh. Stella even defended Piastri's radio request to reverse positions, praising his transparency. And yet, within that transparency lies a growing fire. Analysts point to this moment as a shift in how Piastri will be perceived, not just as a rising talent, but as a hard-edged competitor unafraid to push limits. In the post-race cool-down room, tension lingered. Norris, elated but exhausted, called the weekend his hardest yet. Piastri, composed yet seething, sat silently beside him. The silence said more than words.
Well, let's talk about the big talking point in the race, the deciding moment, which was Oscar Piastri's penalty. A question has come in. Was the 10-second penalty too harsh? I believe it was far too harsh.
This incident is about more than one race. It's a bellwether for Formula One's broader evolution. Restart etiquette has changed. With telemetry tracking brake pressure, stewards are armed like never before. Rule 55.15 exists to prevent dangerous deceleration under the safety car, but its scope was narrow until now. Piastri's punishment signals a zero-tolerance era where split-second strategy or showmanship can cost 10 seconds and momentum. The FIA is watching. Will they penalize premeditated braking that triggers defensive moves? Or will drivers suffer under tech-enforced policing? Inside McLaren, it raises questions on team orders and priorities. Insider reports say that had another safety car appeared after Piastri's pit stop switch, McLaren planned to let him keep his lead despite serving the penalty. Fans cried foul. Was it favoritism? Or just smart team tactics? Normally, team orders keep title contenders aligned. Here, they may actually fuel division at McLaren between Piastri's aggressive style and Norris's polished consistency. The dynamics aren't just internal. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner questioned the penalty's consistency, drawing parallels to earlier races. Max Verstappen, caught behind Piastri at the restart, called the braking weird, but stopped short of demanding retribution. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, when asked about the incident, said, "If that's now a penalty, we need new guidance before Budapest." As the tech race heats up, so does the geopolitical echo. McLaren is a marquee brand with global reach. Piastri's evolving image from silent assassin to passionate competitor reflects F1's shift toward high-drama storytelling. Countries like China, racing back on the calendar, might spotlight this kind of heated rivalry to boost local audiences. Meanwhile, rivals like Red Bull and Ferrari are watching closely. If telemetry becomes the new judge of driver behavior, we could see harsher policing of edge-riding tactics across the grid. Questions arise. Will Verstappen or Leclerc risk a braking spike knowing they'll be penalized? Will teams adjust driving styles accordingly? It's not all black and white. Inconsistent stewarding such as Russell's unpenalized restarts has drivers and fans crying double standards. McLaren wonders if rivals dramatized Verstappen's response to provoke a penalty. Brundle, in his column, defended the sanction on safety grounds. Erratic braking and poor visibility can lead to serious crash consequences. Ralf Schumacher, however, called it dirty, accusing Piastri of crossing sportsmanship lines. That reflects a wider gulf between the driver's interpretation and the purist view of fair play. Plus, there's the brake pressure context. 59.2 psi is a huge spike. F1 brakes aren't cheap, so drivers warm them gradually. This looked deliberate, not an accident. McLaren said it was harsh, but technical data supports the steward's verdict. This incident fast-forwards F1's future. Telemetry oversight will escalate. Expect preemptive warnings or hotlines during races to police restarts. Penalties might shift forms instead of time. Grid drops or points deductions could be used. Drivers will adjust strategies. Braking masses before green lights could become riskier gambles. For Piastri, the spin from calm to fiery marks a step change. He's spoken of harnessing the pain to fuel wins. Now trophies are in sight, but so are distractions. Intra-team tension with Norris may rise. McLaren faces a test. Stronger unity or fracture under title stress. This was not just a penalty. It was a public turning point, a motorsport moment where telemetry met temperament. A championship contender challenged not just rights, but rules. For you, the fan, the moment may teeter between thrilling and unfair. Do you see Piastri as a fiery star breaking through? Or a driver who bent the rules too far? One brake spike, 10 seconds lost, but a world of questions opened. Will we see a cold-blooded, refined Piastri going forward, or a gladiator who courts controversy? And for McLaren, can they ride this firestorm without tearing themselves apart? If this breakdown helped you cut through the noise, click like and subscribe for more inside F1 drama and deep analysis. Comment below, was this penalty a necessary crackdown on dangerous restart tactics or championship-changing overreach? Hit share so every fan can weigh in. Stay tuned for our next episode where we dissect whether telemetry-based decisions will define who wins the championship and will they save lives. Join us on the track of debate.